Hey mamas, to-do lists, though plentiful and chock full of the needs and agendas of everyone and everything else under the sun, rarely include the needs of mothers. Am I right? But busyness just keeps us busy. It doesn't really change anything, fix anything, solve anything, and it certainly doesn't make us feel better. Now, I get that life in a family unit with kids and a job, and now a divorce, can toss a lot at you. I know there are certain realities to that, a lot of realities at that. However, not putting yourself on the list, not allowing yourself to feel what needs to be felt, and releasing the grief that divorce can unleash in surprising ways and at surprising times, only makes the whole experience harder on you and more painful. There's no skirting this human experience, but hear me when I say, you can feel grief and still want to leave. And wanting to leave doesn't make you a bad person. When was the last time you made the cut? When was the last time you considered yourself a priority? When was the last time you didn't consider that selfish? Let's get you back on the to-do list, Mama. That's what I want to talk to you about today. I'm calling this conversation To-Do or Not To-Do List. Hi there, mamas. Welcome to the Intuitive Divorce Podcast. I'm Kristen Noel, certified divorce coach and creator of the Best Self-Intuitive Divorce, a game-changing program that transforms the experience and outcomes of divorce, one mother at a time. I call it Divorcing Differently. I'm here each week bringing you a quick message to support, inspire, and empower you to achieve the outcomes you want for yourself and your kids. So, let's dive into today's episode. No one needs to tell you that there's a lot to deal with in divorce. A smorgasbord of paperwork, filings, feelings, decisions, court dates, opinions, conversations with kids, all leaving you feeling like you're swimming upstream against the current in a torrent of uncertainty, all while trying to get dinner on the table. I know it's a lot. And as we Uber mamas try to show up, do, and be, we do our best to put on our brave faces, take a deep breath, and tackle the endless to-do list that greets us each day. Solve problems, make everyone feel better, people please. I also know what it feels like to fall into bed at night exhausted with less than half of what you had hoped to accomplish done. Cut yourself some slack, mama. This is new territory, new flow, new pulls. And while you likely have the best of intentions and that you want to move through this divorce as fast as you can, I want you to remember that it likely took you a while to get here, and it will take a little while to untangle. Deep breath. You want to know what matters most right now? You. Yes, you. The one who has likely fallen to the bottom of the to-do list for far too long. Hear me when I say that the condition that you are in during this process will inform everything that transpires in between and afterwards. I'm not suggesting that you pretend to be anything you aren't. In fact, to the contrary. I want you to stop denying yourself of what you need. Your kids are counting on you. Your divorce is counting on you, and your future too. Some days will get rerouted by an unexpected event. You may get triggered. You may have a big reaction. You may feel like you're coming undone, but you aren't. You're just feeling the feels as you navigate the new. And you have to. There's no way around it. No way to dodge all that is attached to this. But the good news is that on the other side of all this is healing and freedom. True freedom. Freedom from denying yourself, from pretending, from settling for less and saying, this is fine, it's not so bad. Freedom to create and set healthy boundaries and to put yourself back on the priority list. Don't you want sustainable change and strategy in your life in divorce? Of course you do. God knows you don't want to find yourself here again. But the truth is that when we don't break patterns of behavior and limited thinking, we likely repeat versions of it again and again. But you're here now, ready to heal, ready to divorce differently, ready to help your kids navigate, ready to make decisions that are aligned with your heart, ready to trust your intuition, ready to create boundaries, ready to take ownership of your life. Just the other day, I had a session with a mama who is nearing the end of her divorce process, but still finds herself in some triggering divorce weeds. It's been up, down, and all around for her, an emotional roller coaster that she's worked so hard to get off of. Clearly, some things are out of our control, curveballs and all. During our chat, we talked strategy, and then suddenly she burst into tears and blurted out that she recognized that much of the endless communication back and forth with her ex, the texts, the emails, and the voicemails, had really been about one thing and one thing only: grief. In our conversation, she insisted on owning her piece of this equation. Of course, there's grief about letting go of a vision you had of your marriage and life when you walked down that wedding aisle. But this was actually quite a raw and real reveal, and I applauded her for claiming it and immediately saw how important it was for her. I sat back and allowed her to say what she needed to say and refrained from wanting to jump in and make it better. Despite how despicable her ex had been treating her, despite all the chaos he created, despite how he was dragging this divorce through the courts and draining her bank account, she was grieving him, grieving the loss of him. It was one of the most honest statements I'd heard in a long time. Why? Because the heart and the head don't always agree. The head says, "He's a loser. Let's get this show on the road." And the heart says, "But I loved him," unhealthy and dysfunctional as it may have been. The heart doesn't judge. Why am I telling you this? Because I want you to put all of you on your to-do list. Whatever comes up needs to be felt, not shoved aside, not hidden, not dismissed, not told you need to get over it. It is ready to be seen and ready to be healed. Don't try to outrun your feelings by judging them as ridiculous or trivial or wrong. Don't be afraid to admit them. This is the best way to get them out. See them, hold them, process them, and set them free. There will be days when it feels like the house is on fire and you're running in a million directions trying to tackle everything. There will be days when you feel squeezed out of the equation. There will be days that you feel accomplished merely by getting the kids to school on time with food in their bellies. And there will be other days where you take a deep breath and declare, "I deserve to be on the to-do list." And remember, you don't need to know how. You just need to know that something's got to change and you're ready to divorce and life differently. Thanks for listening to today's episode, but more importantly, for making this time for yourself. If you're a professional, independent mother facing off with divorce, struggling with your emotions, worried about your kids and your future, and want a better way to navigate it all, I've got 2 ways to completely change the trajectory of your divorce and your life starting today. The first is our free divorce workshop. In this training, you'll learn the 3 steps to get off the emotional roller coaster and take control of your divorce so you can save time, money, and heartache for you and your family. Simply go to intuitivedivorce.com/workshop. And the second way is to book a free strategy call with our team, where we'll dive into your situation, your struggles, what you really want, and outline a path to get you there. For a short video and the booking link, go to intuitivedivorce.com/call. Check it out, and I'll see you inside. Now I have a favor to ask you, Mama. If you enjoyed this conversation and were inspired in your own divorce, please subscribe to this podcast so you don't miss future juicy talks. And I'd be so grateful if you'd leave a review so together we can help other mamas walking in the same shoes.